Ooh, ooh, dirty T. That's me.
And welcome to another video. Something a little bit different for you today, but I've had an opinion that I've wanted to express for some time, and it's based around the revival of grime, or what I deem to be grime's return. Now, who was responsible for bringing grime back? Kano, Double E and Ghetts, yeah, Class of Deja, yeah. That song is inspiring, you know. It's nostalgic, and it's actually, in my opinion, like one of the realest grime records ever released, because for a nostalgia-based genre, it ticked all the boxes, you know. And like to have like probably without doubt, three of the biggest grime heavyweights on a track in that fashion, it was special, you know. It really, I don't know, it sort of ignited something within me. I can't really explain it. It's like a feeling, you know, and that feeling is the epitome of grime, in my opinion. Obviously, it's my opinion because I'm saying it, but anyway, that aside, yeah. So Kano, Ghetts, Double, like, thank you so much for bringing grime back to the forefront in my eyes, because that was a huge record, you know, and then consolidated by the performance on. The performance live at Maida Vale Studios as well. It just felt so real. And the back-to-back between Ghetts and Kano, you know, like that was special in my eyes. And the way they nailed the live performance, I mean, it sounded like a studio recording, you know. They just nailed it, essentially. So I feel like that sort of shone a spotlight on grime again to a degree. You know, like grime in its truest form, not this sort of watered down version of grime that we see at times. You know, that was grime in its purest form by three absolute legends in my eyes. So I was really grateful to see that, you know. So perhaps grime is alive after all, you know. I mean, I've been trying to keep it alive myself to a degree, although I have to say I've been a bit slow on the videos recently, so do forgive me for that. But yeah, really pleased with that track, and I think grime is destined to return, you know. So another thing I will say about that is that I recently saw that AJ Tracey and Double are actually collaborating now. Given AJ Tracey's status right now, that song being a grime record as well, that song could catapult the genre right back into the forefront of the music industry. Now, normally what happens is, I've noticed though, is that grime will become popular and then it loses its edge slightly, you know, because it's an underground genre, you know. So when it becomes commercial, you know, and like money is put behind it, and the record labels start encouraging artists to follow like a certain formula, or you know, you know how these record labels are, you know. They'll say, okay, we want a hook, we want this, we want that. Grime isn't built on that structure, you know. Grime is very sort of free-flowing and like natural, you know. And then when you try and sort of conform to industry standards in that way, grime loses its edge, you know. So what I think needs to happen this time is, if grime is brought back to the forefront, it has to stay in its original form, and we have to have the forefathers and the founders and the originators of the genre have to be united. That is the biggest thing, I think. I mean, you know, why not have more radio sets with the legends on there, you know? Radio sets, you know, let's bring it back. Let's bring that raw energy back to the forefront, you know? So really can't wait to see this track. And I dare say AJ Tracey heard the Class of Deja song, saw Double kill it on the chorus, and thought, you know what? Let's do this grime record. Let's go back to my roots. You know, he's made his money. He's made some money. He's made some great tracks as well. Don't get me wrong. He's done the garage thing. He's done some other genres, but back to his roots on the grime record with, you know, probably the guy when you think about it. The MC's MC, Double. So yeah, I just want to say, Class of Deja, you know, the resurgence of grime. So Thank you. I know it's probably a little bit all over the place on this video because I didn't really plan anything. I'm just going off the top of my head. But yeah, that being said, it's good to drop this video because every time I've been listening to the song, like I've been thinking, oh, you need to do the video, So I've done the video now. I'll put this out. What I've been doing is, I have to say as well, like, thank you everyone for being patient. I know the work rate was on Smash at one time, as someone said. Thanks for that comment as well. Recently, I haven't really been putting videos out, but what I normally do is, if I've got an idea for a video, I'll make a note of it on like Google Keep, and I've got literally a document. I've got so many different ideas for videos, and I'm going to work through those videos over time. So thanks for being patient. Obviously, you know, and the comments as well. Thanks for the comments. I haven't been great with the comments recently either, but I'll address the comments soon as well. So stay tuned. I've got a couple of other videos on this as well. I've got one on Wiley as well. Like, thank you, Wiley, for being you. And I've got another video as well. I can't even remember what that was now, but yeah. So I might even do a few more sort of like discussion or opinion-based videos, along with the highlight videos I've been doing. Might put a few more cartoons out. I know someone commented like one of the cartoons I did was one of the images was put in a video. I think it was like Bonkers and someone, and there was an image which was very similar to my cartoon, and I don't know whether I inspired that, you know, but if I did, hey, that's great, you know. But anyway, thanks for tuning into this video. Bit different for you, and yeah, I'll keep doing these videos alongside the highlight videos, and thank you for your support. I'm really actually surprised how the channel's grown. It just goes to show that grime is alive, folks. Peace out. One last thing I want to touch on, because I feel as if I didn't elaborate as much as I would have liked to on the first clip, and that's the Class of Deja live performance. That to me was truly like historic, you know. The way D-Double came out and commanded the presence on the mic in that way, you know, he comes out, ooh, ooh, you know, that's 16 years. 16 years in the making right there. D-Double's there, he's saying that hook, and that hook is crazy, by the way, in my opinion, you know, absolutely crazy. You know, he's there, and then Kano joins it. Kano, I mean, these are heavyweights of the genre as well. Kano joins him. Kano doesn't miss a beat. He says every bar on point, as if it's a studio version of the song. And then the way Ghetts joined Kano at the end, you know, it was special, you know. Kano joined Ghetts. Ghetts. The way Ghetts joined was really something else. And then they went back to back, you know, bar for bar, bouncing off each other, and you could just sense that energy, you know, that real energy, that authentic vibe, you know, was there. And they were so happy that they were able to get their bars out, you know. I think they reminded themselves of how truly technically gifted they are, you know, because the way Ghetts was laughing, like, at the end as well, like, Ghetts was going, Kano, like, oh, I can't believe we killed that, you know. They tapped into the hunger that built grime, essentially. And I just feel like if that hunger remains and that hunger is still there, then grime is alive, okay? Peace.
But man can't try and school me on this. Man can't try and school me on that. Been there, did this and I done. Man been there, did this and I done that. Man run up in houses, run up in flats. Slapped up dogs and slapped up cats in beef. Man come with this and that.